to Questioning Scents with me, Matt. Okay, today I thought we could have a look at one of my favourite scents of all time, designer scent, and then maybe do a comparison with it against its or one of its younger siblings. So today we're going to look at Dunhill's Icon. I don't think you find many bottles better than that, to be honest with you. And the later release, which is Dunhill Century. If we start with Icon, I think that would probably be the best place to start because it's the older one. That came out, I think, in 2015. I smelt it quite soon after it was released and I absolutely fell in love with it. It's just, I think it's the most amazing scent. So what we'll do now, I'll put the Icon on this wrist and I'll put the Century on this one. Now, as I say, Icon came out in 2015 and this was made by Carlos Benaim, who is obviously, you know, everyone's heard of him. He's an absolute legend within the fragrance industry and is responsible for some pretty amazing things. Ultimately, he created Ralph Lauren's Polo Green in 1978, and that to me was one of my favourite scents of all time. I wore it all the time when I was a young man, or when I was in my late teens and early 20s. Polo Green was the only thing I wore, and I probably wore it to death because I don't actually own a bottle now, although that may change. I do really rate it. Polo Green was just everything to me. It was a really nice scent. But anyway, I digress. So, Dunhill Icon's classed as an aromatic woody scent. It's got quite a lot of notes. It's quite a complicated scent, but it is very well blended. In the opening you have bergamot and neroli, and then you have in the heart spicy aromatic notes of black pepper, lavender and cardamom, and at the base you have smoky oud, vetiver, leather and oat moss. Now, I've never really found any oud in this, and I've worn it an awful lot. I've been wearing it for a long time, and I wear it sometimes as much as 3 or 4 days in a row because it's just so perfect for everything. You can wear Icon absolutely anywhere and everywhere. It's good for work, it's good for going out, it's an evening scent. I even like just chilling in the house wearing it. It's inoffensive. Everybody that smells it on me says it smells nice, so that's, you know, what's not to like. And the other thing is I like about Icon is it's really affordable now. I think you can get like 100 mils for £39 online if you look around. So it's a really good price. But the opening is just, it is quite a masculine scent, I will say that. The opening is just absolutely to die for. It's so nice, and you do get everything jumps out at you. But what I like about Icon, it's very clever. Nothing overpowers anything else. Everything seems to sing in harmony really nicely. I noticed online some people sort of complaining that they get a grape soda vibe off it. I don't actually, but I think maybe the citrus is in there that might give it a leaning that way. I'm not entirely sure because I personally have never smelt it. I can't find that. But, you know, to some, it's there, so, you know, who knows. That does sort of reinforce though is just how different everybody smells things and how different everybody sees things. So, you know, again, with my reviews, it is a personal opinion, and they're obviously subjective to my thought patterns, my smells obviously. I think it's quite a mature scent. Again, I'm sure I've said this before many times. If you're confident wearing something, then just wear it. You know, in the same way it is a masculine scent, but, you know, ladies, girls, women can wear this as well. If they're confident to wear it, you know, if you're wearing something and you feel awkward, then it's never going to work. But if you like it and you think, this is a bit of me, this accentuates my personality, this makes me feel good, then wear it. And I think also you can wear this all year round. I don't think it's particularly a winter scent or a summer scent. I think you can wear whatever you like, whenever you like, in a lot of respects. It's a lovely scent, and I really enjoy it. So I was very excited when Century, not Icon, that was Icon, when Century was released in 2018. So I kind of rushed out to buy it. I actually got a good deal on this, considering it was new out. I didn't pay a lot of money for it at all. I found it in a chemist's on one of the high roads with. It was in a pack with a shower gel as well. So that was a nice touch, and the shower gel is actually really good. So when you spray this, you'll recognise Icon straight away. You know, you can tell that they're from the same house. They don't smell exactly alike, but they do smell quite similar, I think, anyway. I don't know, there's there is such a, I think, you know, I'm not very keen on the term DNA when we're talking about aftershaves or scents, but I guess that's kind of applicable in this case because they do share some you know, some common sense. In the ingredients, with the top notes of Century, you get bergamot, grapefruit, mandarin, and in the middle you have neroli, cardamom, and then at the base you have sandalwood, musk, and cypriol. Some people compare this and this, funny enough, to Terre d'Hermès. Now, I think Century is probably more like Terre d'Hermès. I don't really get it so much with Icon. I can see why, but I think the orange note in Terre d'Hermès is absent from Icon. But there's certainly some kind of orangey note within Century. So yeah, I can probably get that. One thing that differentiates them for me, and this is the key factor, is this seems to really fizz on my skin. You get that, it almost sparkles. It's quite, it's a lot louder in the opening than Icon on my skin for sure. So it kind of makes it, for me, this is probably not as versatile as this. I think this is more kind of like a going out in the evening scent. I think it would certainly be, you know, good to go clubbing in or something like that. Not that I do that anymore, but it's more of a fun scent, if that makes sense, than Icon. Nothing wrong with either of them. They're both absolute bangers. I really like them both. In terms of performance, I do get slightly better performance out of Icon than I do with Century, and this is no slouch either. I mean, Icon loves my skin and my skin likes Icon. I get 8 hours out of this. The first 2 hours are really strong projection. With this one, probably maybe 5 or 6 hours with much bigger projection to start off with. The sillage, I think, is quite comparable with the two. You do get a lovely scent trail with both of them. With the Icon, the sillage or the scent trail seems to drop off a lot quicker than it does with Century, which makes me think that Century's a bit of a louder scent. I think more people are aware of me wearing this than they are wearing Icon, especially if you're in an office environment, that sort of thing. So this, I've always, well, not always, because I've not had it that long. I suppose I've had it less than a year. This would be, I would class this as Icon's playful younger brother. This is more of a youthful going out scent, and this is more of an all-rounder professional scent, if I had to try and put them into pigeonholes. So in terms of which do I prefer, well, I've had this probably nearly a year now, and as you can see, there's barely a dent in it, so I don't reach for it that often. This one I wear all the time, so much so I have this as well. So basically, I'm never going to be without my Icon, and if I ever got word that it was going to be discontinued, I'll be out to replace that or stock up on it for sure. Love it so much, I really do. So yeah, Century, it is nice, it's worth a go. I certainly think it's blind buyable. You could, yeah, there's not a lot in it to dislike. I don't really read much about people disliking it. It has got neroli in it. It's not a clone of Neroli Portofino, and it doesn't really smell very much like it at all. It's not neroli dominant, put it that way, but there is neroli in there. So if you don't like neroli, it might not be for you. And yeah, just to finish, really, look at the bottle. You know, it's an absolute stunner. I love the bottles. I love what Dunhill have done with the presentation on this range and the Century range. There are flankers for Icon. I think there's a racing, and there's the gold bottle one as well, which has got some oud in it. I've only tried them briefly in store, and I wasn't that taken with any of them. I much prefer the original. I don't think it can be improved upon. Totally love it. So in terms of which is best for me, definitely Icon, although Century does run it a good close second. So I hope that's been of help for you. Thanks very much for your time, and I look forward to speaking to you soon, I hope. So take care. Cheers. Bye bye.